What's going on? Another episode of Kyle TV. In this episode, we'll talk a little bit about Tether and is the cryptocurrency crash over? Can we go back to our normal trading? And we'll go ahead and get started. So we're at coinmarketcap.com, and the market seemed to be, Bitcoin fell under 10K and is continually at its very low support level right now. So it's very concerning for most traders and most people who are holding Bitcoin. Now, I will say that possibly some of the dip that happened yesterday and part of today was definitely caused by Tether and the Bitfinex FUD, fear of uncertainty and doubt. Okay, Tether is basically a cryptocurrency that is tied directly to a US dollar, and that is backed in a bank somewhere. So as you can see here, the green line just shoots all the way across because it's supposed to be at $1 all the time, basically, essentially. And what has happened is that people are claiming that Tether, which is possibly owned by Bitfinex, which is an exchange that, like Bittrex, that has cryptocurrencies on them. You can buy and trade them. Bitfinex is basically a shady, quote unquote, has been shady, and Tether has been nothing short of being shady as well, with audits being, done, quote unquote, and basically how it's not being officially audited by a respected third party, and that they basically cut ties with their auditor. So a lot of crazy news behind Tether. This isn't anything new. If you've been in cryptocurrency for even just a couple of months, you've most likely known about Tether. All right, so not too big of a crazy news ordeal, but basically what had happened was that the U.S. government had subpoenaed, quote unquote, Tether and Bitfinex, which could be huge because, Tether could be, they claim that it's in a bank account, but we don't really know for sure. So time will tell to see how this subpoena supposedly plays out, and to see if Tether actually has those US dollars in existence in a bank account somewhere, because a lot of banks don't really support Tether, or a lot of banks had not supported Tether in the beginning. But nonetheless, like, the market cap has gone up tremendously, in the billions of dollars now. So that's basically the issue behind Tether. And the reason why it's such a big deal is because, when you are basically, and when we're experiencing a market crash, you can take your cryptocurrency and trade it for Tether, and therefore you do not lose any money while the crash is happening. So if I had $10,000, $20,000 worth of Bitcoin when it was worth 20K, the market started crashing, so I traded my Bitcoin for Tether, and then the market crashed to 10K. Well, I would still have 20K worth of Tether, and so I wouldn't have lost any money. So that's why it's such a big deal. And obviously there's tons and tons of trading pairs for USDT, which is Tether. It's got, tons and tons of trading pairs. It's on tons of different exchanges like Bittrex. We have Binance and tons of others. So if Tether was to get audited and it turned out that they didn't have anything in the bank account, it would definitely cause a scare and somewhat of another market crash, especially if people had their funds tied up to Tether, and they could basically exit scam with all your Tether. And that would be another scenario. As you can see here, a lot of different cryptocurrency exchanges have the USDT market trading pair. So, if I had Bitcoin, I could trade it for some Ether. Well, same goes for, USDT. If I have some USDT, I can go trade it for, a lot of major cryptocurrencies on different exchanges and what have you. So I can even transfer my USDT to a different exchange and trade from there. So that's why there's been such fear, uncertainty, and doubt behind that. The subpoena. Anytime you have big news like that in the cryptocurrency space, it definitely will affect markets, at least a little bit. But, you know, at the positive note, Ethereum has been holding strong. I did a video the other day about Ethereum, just some thoughts about it. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and go watch that video. But has the markets rebounded? That's what we want to kind of take a look at, especially Bitcoin. Bitcoin, like I said, it's at that key support level. So if it can definitely hold and, you know, go above that support level, break 12K, we may see new highs once again, or at least lift back up more towards the 15K, you know, maybe even 20K level. So, you know, that's definitely something to look out for. As you can see here, you know, 10K across the board. This is basically the support level. So if it breaks below 10K, that's a big deal, especially if you're a technical analysis type of brain or person, what have you. Like, you know, a lot of people that I know. So here is basically a chart that I did a while back, but it just shows you kind of the support area of support here, and if it breaks down, that it could break down as low as, you know, 6K, 5K area, and vice versa. If it, you know, if it finds support, breaks through this price channel, it could, you know, go back up to maybe regular highs or regular 15K and maybe even higher. So that's why this is technical analysis. So I'm not a financial advisor. I can't advise or anything like that, but that's just a possible scenario. So that's why it's so important right now. Also, we don't know for sure if Bitcoin is, you know, going to stay king for forever. Bitcoin's reign, is it too old? So, you know, Darren Pollock, one of the article writers over at Cointelegraph.com, may think so. May think that the Bitcoin is an aging king that once was, you know, the top dog in cryptocurrency, may just be getting old. You know, failure to launch SegWit 2 times. Its status as basically being the digital gold. But, you know, as things play out, you know, we have Bitcoin Cash, there's Ethereum, Cardano, Stellar, you know, basically cryptocurrencies that can enable transactions that are a lot quicker than Bitcoin. So what's the point of holding Bitcoin if you can't even use it the way it was intended to? Obviously, the Lightning Network is coming up, but is it going to be time? Is it going to be soon enough for Bitcoin to retain its dominance as not only as a store of value, but as a cryptocurrency / currency? Peer-to-peer transaction, peer-to-peer cryptocurrency. So we're waiting. Even Civic CEO had said, when I look at it from a product standpoint, I think the greater demand is for peer-to-peer cash than for digital gold. And that's not to say I'm supporting Bitcoin Cash at all. And actually, it's very low at the moment. But obviously, it says hard to dethrone. Bitcoin is well entrenched in the cryptocurrency space. There's no doubts about that. And I will likely be a leading will likely be a leading cryptocurrency for a good while more, as more people refer to Bitcoin first before anything else. But as the community matures, explores, and demands more, Bitcoin could be in trouble. Changes need to happen, and while Bitcoin will not fall on its sword too soon, if it does not make changes, then the potential for failure will continue to increase. So I can kind of agree with this statement. You know, I definitely came into cryptocurrency loving Bitcoin, wanting to see the market cap in dominance and everything like that just take over, you know, get to new levels. I love altcoins, but, you know, if you're into cryptocurrency, you had at one point loved Bitcoin. Not to say that I don't love Bitcoin anymore, but it is frustrating. You know, we've all been frustrated about the slow transaction times, which have been speeding up because the mempool's been cleared and not as spammed. And Bitcoin, Lightning Network is hopefully going to be released soon. There's Lightning nodes, which you can actually run yourself and get a small portion of those fees, which will basically almost be feeless virtually. Very, very small fees on the Lightning Network. So there's already supposedly more Lightning nodes than Bitcoin Cash's nodes altogether. So that's what continually makes Bitcoin valuable, is the network that it runs on, the protocol, everything like that. There's tons of nodes, and so it's still vastly decentralized. So a lot of people don't really think that the Lightning Network is decentralized, but indeed I think it is with the Lightning Network. You just have to do research on the Lightning nodes and how they work and how actually everybody will be able to run them. So it's a little bit misconception. There's YouTube videos out there saying the Lightning Network is quote unquote centralized, but I think that's kind of far from the truth. If you actually dig a little bit deeper than a YouTuber scribbling down on a piece of paper what the Lightning Network is, or how he says it's centralized. But that's just my opinion, so what have you there. With that being said, also in other news, Nano, which used to be Raiblocks, was actually rebranded to Nano. They briefly said on their website why, and they did a blog post on medium.com, and you can just find it here on coinmarketcap.com. They just said it's more in line with their marketing goals, basically in a nutshell, that they just want to be a project that is well known, it's an easy name, and it basically falls in line with what they want to accomplish in the cryptocurrency space. If you still don't know what Raiblocks is, you can obviously just do a quick YouTube search. There's a lot of great videos out there on that, or you could just go to their website as well. So it's basically like creating different chains on, it's like having your own chain, basically on cryptocurrency chains running in conjunction. Obviously it's infinite scalability, zero fees, instant transactions. So I mean, there's a lot going on with this project, which is why people were so excited about it. It ran up as high as I think $40. It says here about $34 or so. But that is in other news. It's now called Nano. So you can research that and figure out if you want to hold some. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Bitcoin crash or cryptocurrency crash is over? As of now, it's 33% Bitcoin dominance. Do you think it's time for Bitcoin to go away, or actually not go away, but for another cryptocurrency to take its place? Or do you think the Lightning Network is really going to scale and really going to run very, very quickly and become even more superior than Ripple? So let me know what you guys think. Do you think Bitcoin has very vast amounts of potential, and it's got its brand still, its following, fans? Do you think it's still king, and do you think it's going to break above 12K, above those price channels, and to hopefully new highs again? Or what do you guys think? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that notification bell. And share this video if you liked it. With that being said, guys, I will see you guys at the blockchain and in the next video. Later. Hey, thanks for watching the video, and make sure you guys subscribe and check out one of these videos as well. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys later.